Salutations to foes. This is your fabulous leader, the Queen of Shade, coming at you with another special presentation. I have kind of been bitten by the bug of wanting to talk to the people that have supported me for so long, wanting to share my spotlight with them so that you can kind of learn a little bit more about them and about the type of people that I attract. And I attract really good people. So today I have a very special presentation, a very special person here with me today, and we're going to talk for your benefit and ours. Okay, his name is LaMarr. Do you do your last name? I couldn't find it.
Allen, A-L-L-E-N.
I thought so. LaMarr Allen. Okay, so LaMarr Allen is with us today, but he's special. I'm going to explain. LaMarr has a bachelor's degree in business economics. I always start with that. But you may also know him from his acting. He has appeared in The Assistant and The Assistant 2 that you can find on YouTube, I believe, right?
Absolutely.
Okay, good. And he's played the character Reese, so you may recognize him. So hi, say hi.
Hi.
How are you today?
I'm good, love. How are you?
I'm good. I'm good. Now that things are, rolling. We were talking beforehand, but things are rolling now. So it's your time. And I want to highlight you. First of all, what these people need to know about you is that even though I've mentioned these things, you sing down. They need to understand, because that's how I came across you long time ago, eons ago. You were like singing these like snippets of different things, and I'll never forget, it was your whistle register that I was like, I think you got famous for that. Didn't you get famous for that? People was like, oh my God.
Yeah, people was really, yeah. And it's what's crazy about that is that that's just something that I play with. I always tell my friends that when I really start recording, that's not really something I plan on doing, because it's a play. Like I don't necessarily take it serious. I'm just, whenever I do it, I'm usually laughing right after. Like it's just a play type of thing. So I don't know.
But you know what's so
and
funny?
They tell me that I'm crazy. I should.
You are. Okay, good. So then I don't have to give you the pep talk because they already did. You crazy. Like, do you understand that most men cannot do that? And you sail into yours. It's effortless. You sail into yours. And it's so beautiful. Being a recording artist myself, it's like, the music, we definitely have that in common. Like, you do something that a lot of men cannot do. And I recognize that because, with me, I'm a countertenor, which is a mezzo soprano in the classical world, but I don't sing in the classical world. I sing pop. And, so that's different too. It's like, to have something unique, I think that has really been what has given me the recognition that I have. It's because I have something unique. Your whistle register is sickening. It's sickening. Like I listened to, like I was actually on your page, and that's what I love about the computer, because I can pull it up right here. So I was on your page, and I want to you were with, hold on, let me do this sound. Okay, it says TheLaMarr, but I wanted to find out who that guy was. There was a famous singer with you the other night, and you guys were singing, and I said you two sound amazing. I don't know who. I'm gonna show you real quick. Do you recognize this video?
Yeah, Pat.
Okay. Like y'all were doing your thing. And what I love about you is something that I had to learn myself. And it took me a little while, but you seem to have taken to it like a duck to water. You don't change your vocal style based on who you're with. You sing according to who you are and how you are. Because even in that, I realized he's a little powerful, like very dramatic in his tone, and you was just giving us some light airy notes. You were just singing, and it wasn't. And what I loved about it was the marriage between your voices, because you were being authentic, because you were being who you are, and he was being who he was. It was just so beautiful. I was like I was like, who is this? When are they dropping music? Like I just was so moved by it. So you know what I'm getting ready to ask you to do. You know what I'm getting ready to ask you to do. So I'm getting ready to ask you to give us a demonstration. But what I want to do is I want you to do something that is not popular. I don't want you to sing something that's popular, because if you sing something that's popular, then they're going to come after me for some money. Okay. So even if you can just sing an arrangement of notes that come off your head as an artist, you know, I'm about my business, so I don't play. So like, yeah, so can you give us a demonstration of notes that just kind of come off the top of your head, but nothing that people can recognize, nothing that has been copyrighted or put out there, because I don't want them coming after me.
Oh, Jesus.
Exactly. Exactly. I did this for a reason, but yeah. Like, well, you think on it. You think on it. Think for a second. But I'm going to keep, like, I just want you guys to understand that I have known this young man for a very long time. I remember when his dreads were really short. Like, I remember, yeah, they were like that. And you were still in college. You were still in college. It's been a long time. How long have you been out of college? I don't want to date you. Like, I don't want to date you.
Yeah, it's been a few years.
Yeah, let's just say it like that.
Yeah, she said he was in college a long time ago. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. I see what kind of interview this is. No,
No, I'm gonna be good to you, baby. I'm gonna be good to you, baby. I'm gonna be real good to you, real good. I brought you in here because I love you. No, I'm gonna be real good to you. He said, I see what kind of interview this is about to be. No, not from me, not from me. No, but I just want to illustrate that, you know, and the reason why I'm saying that is because I want to illustrate that things that are beautiful, things that are mature, things that are worth their salt take a long time. And I just want them to understand that. I want them to understand that you didn't just come out of college and roll into acting. Like you took your time and it was something that you loved. Now you got to explain that, because this is my question. I'm setting it up. Okay. Business administration. That's your degree. What made you get into acting?
So now business administration is the associates. Economics is the bachelor's.
Economics. There we go. I got it. Okay. Economics is
you're fine. So I'm from Jackson, Tennessee. Okay. And that's where I got my associates from a community college. Okay. And, community college is only 2 years. So then I transferred to Memphis, Tennessee, and I got my bachelor's degree. Right. While I was attaining my bachelor's, I'm not sure. I'm pretty sure you probably heard of him in certain areas. Corey Knott from HE Production. Okay. Yeah. So we did Real Eyes together. Real Eyes, Realize, Real Lies. That's the very first thing I ever got into. And he was like, because we were buddies prior to him starting that project. Right. And he said, you know what, because of like because of our banter, because of our back and forth, playfulness, things like that, I think I have a role for you. Wow. And it ended up going from us shooting the pilot to 4 years going forward. I was on Realize. And so then I ran into, when I moved here, I ran into Alex Jonte, which I knew him beforehand, but we would just know each other in passing. Okay. And he posted that I'm doing a movie and I need some good actors. And I reached out to him and he said, okay, so are you planning to travel, or how does this work? And I said, oh, I'm in Atlanta. He said, oh, you're here. Oh yeah, we can do some work. And it went from there. The crazy thing about it is, between acting and singing is singing is what I'm the most passionate about, but what I'm the most sensitive about. Acting, I'm a whole loony bird. I'm a whole personality in general. So acting is just, I can just take from different aspects of my life or things that I've looked at with other people's lives, and just, it's not a, I'm not saying I'm all there, but saying it's a lot. But you are. I'm like, but understand you are. It's easier for me to act and just go with it and just this what it is. But singing, that's just a thing for me that I'm really meticulous about, which is why I have not put out any music yet. Well,
exactly, because I've been looking like, where is
you've been asking me for years. So what are we doing? What are you doing? What's happening? I know.
But you know what it is though, because they say with acting you can become a character. You're somebody else, Correct. And a lot of really talented people find acting to be therapeutic and easier because you get to take on the role of someone else. It's already set, but you do get to play with it because you get to bring, like you said, aspects of your life, aspects of your experiences, aspects of other experiences that you've heard, that you can kind of bring to the table. You're right. Singing. Yeah.
Because that's you.
Yeah. It's you. And
It's you.
yeah, the performance. Yeah. But you know what's so funny? Like I was the same way. I'll say this. I have multiple albums out now. I have 4 albums out now. 3 of them are me actually singing, and one of them is a runway instrumental album. And the thing about that is with my singing, I always had a peculiar sound. It was never something that people could be like, oh, I recognize that. You're R&B, or you're this, or you're that. I remember, working with A&Rs and things like that when I was interested in signing with, record labels. Until then I gave my ass to kiss to everybody and hightailed it out of there, which was, to them, the biggest mistake of my life, but not really. But you're right. Like I find that because my voice was already something unique, it wasn't as hard. I mean, because I had this mindset, and that's where I was going with it. I had this mindset. This mindset was, I'm just going to put it out here and run. Like, that's what I would do, because, a lot of creatives, like a lot of like business people, influential people, they say, just post it. Just do it and post it. Don't think it. Don't overthink it. Don't worry about it. Don't critique it. Put it out there. So that was my strategy. I went into the studio, I started singing, and I'm talking to you about this because I want that album from you, and I want more than one from you, because you have a lot of life experience. You have a lot of things to talk about, is what I'm saying. Like, it would be a disservice to us as the community, and I mean the community of human beings, if you didn't give us your realization, because even when you do sing, your selections are deep. They're soulful, like even what you like to sing. When you sing things that they have reflection in them. They have soul and spirit and heart in them. And I look at you like, what? No, but it's true.
I'm receiving this.
Yes, but it's true. Like, it's true. When you sing, I don't want to say heavy topics, but the shit is deep. It's deep. Like, and when you're listening to it, and then I love your interpretations, because you can hear something, but you make it your own. You make it your own. You do this and you do that and you do the other. And that is what is so special about you. I couldn't wait to do this interview today, because it's kind of like giving you your flowers. I've watched you for so long. And like you said, we are sensitive about the work that has to put us out there, but you ain't got anything to worry about. You don't have a thing to worry about. So I want you to explain to us, I'm gonna let you breathe for a second. I'm gonna let up a little bit, but explain to us, like, okay, what the assistant was and the assistant too, because you did both. So explain to us what that was about, because I'm not gonna lie, it's on YouTube. I haven't seen. I've been so busy for the last 5.5 years, like a horse, just cranking it out, that now, with me moving to my website, I have a moment. So I'm like looking around and I'm like, oh, this is what they were doing. So explain to us what the assistant was and what it's about.
So the assistant is basically, it's a young man who was getting away from some things that had took place. And what a lot of us know is that whenever you leave from a certain situation, oftentimes that situation does not like to let go. You let go of it, but it doesn't let go of you. Right. So certain things came and found him, quote unquote, where he was. Basically, it was the issue of not letting go. And of course, when you move to new places, you see new people. But with those new people, those old things come and they meet you and your new people. So those new people have to now deal with the new you and the past you. And of course, the assistant too is, well, you see how things are played out on the first assistant, and the second assistant is, okay, let me try to rewrap this thing. Let me try to do it again. But now things are really getting out of my control. I really can't say a whole lot, because
I was going to say,
like, oh, okay. Now
I was going to
I
say,
will say this. I will say this. The assistant one was Alex Jonte from Jonte Productions, his first movie.
okay.
So of course, whenever it's your baby, there can oftentimes be some hiccups.
Yeah.
So just when you get past the first movie, you will really enjoy the second movie, and you'll really have a clear understanding to possibly make you want to go back and be like, wait, now I got to go back and watch the first one.
Yeah.
So yeah, you definitely have to watch both.
Okay, so tell me this. Are you at liberty to tell us if you're working on any projects right now?
So currently, the only thing that okay. It's a gentleman by the name of Rico Cassadine here in Atlanta, and I'm featured on his EP that he's putting out next year. Wonderful project. I've only heard, I think, 3 songs. I know another gentleman by the name of The Voice, Ike. He's also featured on another single, so it's really going to be a really dope project. And in addition to that, I am actually writing a song that I'm planning on. I got to get the baby out of the way. I got to get that baby out of the way, and then I can keep moving. But I'm real hard on this single. But this single is, like you said, it's something that means something. It's what I'm putting into it, and when you hear it, you're like, wow, that's the situation. That's the situation.
Don't be so hard on yourself. That's where I was going.
I'm over analytical.
Me too.
I'm you know.
Me too.
That's just me. That's me. I'm overthinking. And see, the biggest issue that I'm running into is, like you said, okay, years ago, when are we putting out music? What are we doing? Where are we? A lot of people, especially within the last 12 months, people have been from all social media sites of mine. And it's like, I'm scared, because if I put something out and they're going to be like, this is what we were waiting on. And there are a lot of artists who put the first single or the first album out, and now they're so famous, but people don't even remember the first album. They're like, Rihanna has such and such amount of albums. And she corrected somebody, said, no, I actually have one more, which was her very first one. But it was different from, so I kind of, because I'll be discouraged. As people say, it's like the waterfall effect. It's like, if you hit a bump and you drop, you just keep going and you never go back up. So that's my whole, that's me. And I need to get over it. I'm too old for that. I know.
But you know what? You just said something that is completely true, because my first album, I didn't like my first album. I came alive on my second album, but I'm going to open up here, but it was right the second time. The people involved, the recording, the producer, like everything was right. The first one was good. I had songs that, I could remix, remaster, use parts of, do other things. But that second album was when it was like, okay, this is what she's doing. So no, but my thing is, don't be so, the reason why I said it is because I was going to say, I have songs I don't particularly care for. I have music I don't particularly care for, but I wrote them and I sang them anyway. And some of them I can listen because I'm listening now as a veteran, So 4 albums in, I'm like, I need to go back, and that needs some background vocals, that needs some this, that needs some that, to really make that like I hear my music now. But what I realize is there are people that love those songs. I have people that will say to me in my platforms, I remember this song. I'm listening to this song. I'm like, like that's not the one. I'm like, did you hear the second album? Did you hear the second album? And they're like, I'm still stuck on the first album. And it was so crazy because when I did my first album, my songs were like, it was weird. It was a weird time in my life. I was just starting to really get some notoriety on YouTube. And my songs were, what's the word? Short and sweet. Like they weren't like deep yet. So I had like one song that comes to mind. I had Magic. My song was Magic. And a lot of people like this song, but I'm gonna mess that song up now. Like, I'm gonna mess that song up something terrible. And like when I do it now, but it was a little song, and it was so funny because like it started with, like a firecracker, you came into my life. Had me open, seeing things with new eyes. You see, like, yes, you see, like it was there, but the thing was then it was so crazy because then I went from then it was like, oh, okay, that's how you record. That's what you do. You really gonna, ain't nobody gonna tell me that I'm doing it wrong. They just gonna record me. Then the second song was Black Stilettos. And the writing style, the writing style between Magic and Black Stilettos was way different. And I said that to say this, confidence showed up. Confidence. And that's why I keep pressing you. You got to have you have a voice. You have an amazing voice. So you got to do it. And you got to do it because you got to do it like this. It's got to be like, listen, I'm getting older. I got to use this voice. People need to know that I have it. So I don't just die with it. Like, right. I'm dead serious. Like that's how you gotta be. Like, I gotta put this out here because I'm not getting any younger. It doesn't matter what age I am, but this voice is here. So I don't want to just die with it and not have used it because I could sing, you know? And that's kind of like what happened with me. I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna do this. I'm just gonna do this. So, you know, with that being said, you're working on a song, you said. Questions. So can you tell us what the song is about, or will you get, is it too much?
So I can say it's about people in general who get into situations, they brag about, oh, I met this great person and they're great. I'm telling my family and friends, and then it's just not what it was presented to you as in the beginning. And now it's kind of like, well, I mean, I've bragged and boasted to everybody, so I can't just go back and be like, hey, y'all, false alarm. Oh. And it's like, oh, well, you said, you know how you can have petty family members. Oh, I thought this was the one. Ooh. Oh, what happened to, so to avoid all of that, you kind of like, what do I do? Things are not the same. So. Yeah.
So that I like, but see, even your music, like even with your music, you are picking, it's deep, baby. It's deep. Like what I keep loving, what I keep saying to you, you are not a surface creature. You are not. No. It's not even possible because you're a Scorpio.
Absolutely.
Deep. Deep. My mother is a Scorpio. Deep. Yeah. Like when I tell you deep, like I dated this one guy years ago and he was younger than me. But to this day, I have never forgotten him because he was not like anyone I had ever dated. He was a Scorpio, and just the level of depth, it just was like, okay. Like, and he also was the only one, like out of all my knuckleheads, he was the only one to ever come back past me and say, listen, I was young and I did you wrong. I treated you wrong and I apologize. And like, I was actually able to heal. I'm still waiting on all them other knuckleheads, but like, he was the youngest. Like he was fresh out of high school. I was much younger then. I'm 39 now. I was in my 20s. Don't think I'm a cougar. I'm not a cougar. It was a long time ago. But he said to me, I apologize because I didn't see you for who you were. You know, I wanted the experience because I had never dated anyone like you. So I wasn't really thinking of this as being a long-term thing. I was trying you out. And he said, I want to apologize for that stance with you. And he was, even as he was saying it, I got it because he was like, and I'm apologizing for saying this to you this way, that I was just trying to try you out. But I was very enamored with you. And then he, you know, he went into it and he's right. He was right at certain things. He was like, and you weren't destined to stay down here. You weren't destined to, you know, be, you know, so he was like, I just want to see what it was going to be like. And he said, I apologize because I could have treated you better. He was the only one. I got grown men in their 50s that have never apologized, but that young boy set me free. And when I saw, like, and this is a weird thing, I don't know, this is segue, but I keep a picture of everyone I've ever dated in my phone. And when I say dated, I use that term loosely because I've never had a boyfriend. Never had a boyfriend, ever. I'm 39 and I've never had a boyfriend, but I saw people more than once. If you understand what I'm saying. Right. I saw them more than once, sometimes standing appointments, and it is what it is. Okay, there you go. So you know what it was. I ain't gonna put all my business out there, but right. But it just, I like because of that, Scorpios, I always want to get in. Like I always want to. That's why I'm messing with you. Like I'm probing you.
We're very deep people.
Yes.
Like we're very naturally, we're very deep.
Yes.
Now it can be draining if we're mentally not in the headspace that we need to
Yes.
be in, or it's just closed off. Like if you get
Yeah.
in, you got in. Because we
Yeah.
either don't give you anything, or we,
Yeah.
But we
Listen,
love
I
hard.
went and got a book. I went and got a Zodiac book on
Come
Scorpio.
on.
Barnes and Noble. That book was thick. I read that book on Scorpio. And he was like, oh, so you think you know me now? It was like,
oh, to love us.
So you think you know me now? And I'm like, oh, well, this is your behavior. Yes. But I'm going to segue real quick. And this is none of my business. And this is none of anybody's business. So if you pass on this question. Are you romantic?
I am not at the moment.
Okay.
I am not at the moment. I already knew it.
Yes. And you answered it quick. You like, let's get out of it. And I'm going to move right on by.
I'm open to it. I'm just not there yet. But
you're busy now these days, though. I see you. Like I see you real busy. You real busy.
Probably not busy enough. I like to be busy, but that means that I have room.
Okay.
So for those who see this, I have room.
Everybody gonna see this.
I have some room in case you need to include me into some things.
Yes. Okay. Okay. Yes. He's available to work. It sounds like he's saying to work.
Absolutely.
Yes. He sounds like projects. If you've got something going on. There's one guy out of California. He's really good too. But I guess you got to be in Atlanta. Atlanta's pretty good. How do you like Atlanta?
So I moved here February of last year.
Okay.
And I moved a couple weeks before the pandemic. So
wow.
Talk about a welcoming.
Yeah.
I will say that I'm just now, a year later, just now getting the Atlanta feel.
Yeah.
Because during the major heavy part of the pandemic, it wasn't really a lot going on.
Right.
And people were scared to, get close to you in the grocery store.
Right.
So I really hadn't got that full Atlanta experience, but I'm getting it now. Mm-hmm. I will say that I don't regret the move. It was certain points during the pandemic, I was like, this is just so different to me. And at least if I was dealing with this around my people that I'm used to, it will be better. But now
originally from
Tennessee.
Tennessee, you did say that in the beginning. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So yeah, like because I in 2018 I went and recorded my album there. And because my producer was there.
Atlanta or Tennessee?
Atlanta. Okay. But I did go to Tennessee because we went to I forget what it was. It was a cave inside. It was in a mountain and like it was big tourist attraction. And you went down under the mountain, like you walking through all these channels and caverns. Child, I was over it. It was a lot of walking, but when it opened up to this beautiful indoor like waterfall. And it was really pretty. Yeah, it was like a big attraction. People, I forget what it was called, but yeah, it was a big thing. So I mean, but I went to Atlanta and we went to Tennessee on that trip, but we just needed a break because the music. But yeah, Atlanta, like I couldn't live in Atlanta. I couldn't live in Atlanta because I'm just gonna say this: the black community has never really embraced me being gay and effeminate, and and then you add the transvestite on top of it. It just wasn't, And I mean, I usually don't go out like this, but I just wasn't feeling it. And then
that's an old school term right there. Transvestite.
Yeah,
that's old school.
But it is what I am. It is what I am.
Yeah.
Yeah, that is an old school term, Rocky Horror Picture Show. But I am yes, I'm a transvestite. That's what I am. That's what I am. So, but I am two-spirited as well with my shaman work. I do have both spirits, so that works there. But Atlanta, just I couldn't be around my people who didn't support me that much. Like I couldn't. And even with the gays, it was like, now mind you, one of my large, like when you look at the demographics as to where I am heavily supported, I'm heavily supported in Atlanta, here in the States. It's Atlanta. Them girls know me. Like even when I was there, I was at the train station and they was walking up like, hey bitch, hey bitch, take this picture. And I was like, oh, okay, all right. But yeah, like everyone I've talked to who lived in Atlanta wanted to get out. And it was for the same reason. The treatment of gay people in Atlanta. So without me outing you, I don't know what you are, and I'm leaving it like that. I don't know what you are. It's none of my business. And I don't really need to say that here, but I just want to say, like, as a Black creative, let's say it like that, as a Black creative, do you find that you're good with the people? You're good with your people, like these people, because you even said, when you moved there, you weren't familiar with these people, but when you do frequent and go out and you see your people, are you okay? Because for me, I couldn't even go out. I'm 5'11", but I'm catwalking everywhere. Like I move with such elegance and grace that you notice me. So are you good? Like, were you able to go there and form lasting bonds and friendships and things like that? I was not. I stayed, but I only stayed a month. But like we met, like I met the weed man. I don't smoke weed, but my producer did. I met the weed man. He was nice to me. Oh, he was real nice to me. He was fine as hell too. Now that's one thing I will say about the weed man in Atlanta. It was not like anywhere else I saw. He had a Mercedes because you got Black athletes and you got that kind of stuff down there. So he was pulling up to people's houses delivering. And like I remember when my producer would ask him, and he was like, "Oh, that's exotic. It's this is that." Like he knew what kind of weed it was. So
he knew the product.
Yeah, he did. So that, and he was very cute, and he was also into rapping as well. So, and I'm here showing, I was very heavily Queen of Shade then. I had wigs at that time. I'm showing him my Instagram. He's like, "Oh, all right, cool." Like we followed each other. It was no problem.
I love it.
It was no problem. But I want to talk to someone who's there. Like, do you find like that you're able to move comfortably? Because I know it's spread out. Do you live in Atlanta, or are you like in a suburb, or?
So I'm like on an outskirt. I'm probably
Okay.
like 20 minutes from Atlanta. Most people that I know really don't live in Atlanta. They kind of live like right around it.
Yeah.
So I definitely have no problem, with the statement of I am an openly gay male.
Okay.
So the
gorgeous
thing about me
too.
One,
I had to say that. Years I've been saying that. Then you started showing. Then you took off your shirt a couple of times. I still got the pictures because you don't do it that often. I'm sorry. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
So I'm a people person.
Yes.
Like it's easy for me to. So I think I have a one up on a lot of other people because I'm a people person. I adapt very well while still being me.
Right.
I have not run into any issues here. And what I will say is Atlanta is not only like Black Hollywood, but generally you can be, but see, there's a difference between gay and being gay and trans. And trans or, so there being gay here, it's just like, oh, we need makeup artists, we need whatever. Like, we can use you, there's a place for you. But I can't speak for you. So with someone walking in your truth as you do, I can't speak for, well, you should be fine. I don't know. But on
let me tell you something. I'm in Philly right now, and Philly is crazy. I don't go outside like this. I did today. I wanted my grandmother to see this Harrison new wig. So she was sitting in the car because she likes to have her coffee in sunlight. So I went out and I'm messing with it, and I have my dress on, and I'm excited about this dress because before the pandemic, I could fit this dress. During the pandemic, I couldn't fit this dress. Now I've been working out. I've been doing my push-ups, my sit-ups, my bicycle kicks. I've been doing everything I'm supposed to be doing. I got in this dress today and there was still room. When she zipped it, I was like, okay, we're getting back to what we need to be. So I was very excited about that. So I got caught up in the moment and ran outside and into the car. And my neighbors are all very cool. They're all heterosexual men. They all have families and children, but they're young. They're younger than me. 32, 30, but yeah, like 30, 32, maybe I think the oldest is like 34. They all fine as hell. I tell you, they all fine as hell. But here Philly is like a small town mentality. So they're very conservative, even the gays, very conservative. So this is just, oh, you're over the top, you're too dramatic. So I just don't even do it. Like I don't perform in Philly. I don't do any of that. But that's okay. I'm leaving. I'm going to Vegas first and then France. I'm not playing. I'm getting all the way out. I'm getting all the way. What they say, what did Fat Joe say? I'm all the way up. I'm all the way out. I'm all the way out. But I remember that, like, because my producer ended up leaving Atlanta and she went to Miami, but she went not because she was fed up with it, not because of that. She actually took on some artists and they lived in Miami. So she moved to take on and further develop the artist. She's like a young Quincy Jones. She really is. She's amazing. But like, it's just, I still find that, you know, my Black people, they don't take to this. So, you know, and I mean, I'm celebrated in many countries for what I do, because it's not just a look, it's what you say and what you bring. And I bring a lot of light and healing. And then it's like, oh, and then he's really talented. He sings and, you know, all of this stuff. But no, my one neighbor, one day I was grabbing a package and it was between filming. And I saw the person at the door knocking, the FedEx person. I opened the door, snatched the package, thanked him, and slammed the door because I saw my neighbor outside. And he waited like 3 weeks. And then I saw him normally, my backwards cap, you know, my sweatpants and stuff. And he said, "Why did you shut the door so hard?" I was like, because I'm now look at that. I'm still not comfortable with people seeing me like this. Now that was then. I'm comfortable now, but it's just like, I know for my safety, I don't nope, because I would have to, like, I'm already in the process. I gotta get one.
Oh, listen.
Okay, yeah. I didn't want to say I gotta get one. But he said, he was like, "We all know what you do. We all support you. We watch you. Like, you're okay here." Like, they all let me know that. And that was so amazing because I don't have a lot of straight friends. Do you have a lot of straight friends? You gotta think.
Well, no, because, okay, so I definitely have straight. Well, first of all, I don't use the word friend loosely.
Oh, yeah, that is you. Go ahead.
But as far as associates, I mean, I have. There are a lot of female associates.
Okay.
And there are a few men, but the men are I can really consider them. You know, because a lot of females, they can be your friend, but then push come to shove, it's like, well, you can. You know, but the men are, hey, man, we know what it is. You never make me feel uncomfortable. I'm okay. So I think, even though it's more females than males, it's still equally a good blend.
Yeah. I only I can count on my one hand how many straight friends I have. Men. Women, yes, but I can count on my hand how many. And honestly, it's not, and I want to clarify this. It's not necessarily because they loathe me or they hate me. This is interesting. And I'm just I'm too old to play those games. Yeah. And you know, it's, oh, well, have you ever thought about this? Or, you know, what's your wig on? And I'm like, some gay guys would say, oh yeah, wear your wig, wear your high heels. I'm like, oh no. I'm like, baby, mama's too old for that. Like, mama ain't got no time for that. Like, so I like to stay out of things. Like, I like to stay out. I work. Like, that's my thing. Like, we all have drugs of choice. Mine is working. So that's why I'm booked. I'm like booked for so long even with these interviews, but I'm glad I'm doing them because I left social media. A lot of people don't understand that. I will post nothing new on Instagram. Yeah. And, you know, I'm going to talk about it now because like everybody's wondering why. So what happened was I worked for the last 5.5 years. I built the Queen of Shade brand. I got blue check verified. I didn't have to do anything crazy. Most people ask, well, how did you get your blue check? I'll say it here. My company, the Queen of Shade Entertainment LLC, is an actual company. So what I did was I submitted my articles of incorporation to them, to Instagram. It wasn't my driver's license. When I submitted that I actually had a real company, then they verified me. So, and it was also because I had a lot of traction. So, needless to say, I have over, well, it was 43,000 posts on Instagram. Yeah, I work a lot. It's my drug of choice. Yeah, it's my drug of choice. I work a lot. 22,000 of them are the Queen of Shade videos, these scripted videos, because all my videos are scripted. I write them, I create them, they're scripted. So they kept allowing people to report me for no reason. Like, and then they would penalize me for no reason. And I'm like, hello, I'm doing inspiration work. Like, and I mean, the people weren't even reporting the guys that I show. They were reporting my content, my work. So I'm like, I just got fed up with it. And then they kept writing me, we're going to take your platform. We're going to take your platform. And I'm like, you know what? I just woke up one day and I was like, you know what? I can't live like this. All of this is my work. I created all of this. I got 3 or 4 terabyte drives with all my work on it. This is mine. So I'm like, you know what? I'm coming off of here. So the crazy thing, LaMarr, I started to delete my posts. I deleted 3,000 posts in like 4 or 5 hours. Instagram, listen to this. Instagram sent me a notice and said that I had been blocked because removing my post went against community guidelines.
How?
So exactly, but these are my posts and these are my inspiration posts. The reason is I bring a lot of traction. I have over at least 70 million people a year see at least one video from me. So they deemed that it was actually detrimental to the community for me to remove my stuff. So I kept on going. Now get this, look at this. You know, we all have iPhones. You know how it's facial recognition. You got to turn up, you got to look down, you got to look to the side, you got to look right. An interface in Instagram's app pops up with the circle. Please tilt your head up. Please tilt your head down. Please look to the left. Please look to the right. Now hit send. They wanted me to do facial recognition to be sure that I was actually deleting my post. It was crazy. Yeah, I and that's the thing. You want to use us as artists. You want to use us. But you don't want to protect us, respect us,
right?
You know. So I made my last post and I said, listen, everything's moving in the next year, everything's moving to my website. Well, while I'm in the interim, I'm moving all my videos to my website. I'm doing these interviews because it allows me to talk to amazing people such as yourself. And it's not quite as time consuming. I am booked with these interviews, but I appreciate it. Now I'm gonna segue here. Are you an only child?
I'm my mom's only child. Yes.
Okay, but your father. So you have brothers and sisters.
Where
do you fall? Or like, are you like the oldest, the middle, the youngest? Where do you fall?
Middle, right smack dab in the middle.
Wow. And how many of them are there? Like, how many are there?
7 of us total.
Okay. Well, that's what, Tennessee. Big kids, big families. Yeah.
So no, we're spread out. Half are in the upper half are in Kansas.
Okay.
Missouri, Kansas City, Missouri, and the other half are actually here.
Wow.
That's a whole kind of thing. I just within the past few years just actually met them.
Right.
Like in person.
Right.
So for all of my childhood growing up, I was the only child all the way around. Like I didn't have any relation. So yeah.
Wow. Okay, well, we're not gonna stay there because this is supposed to be no drama. We moving past that. So, what's your favorite color?
We're a lot better now. A whole lot better. Things are a lot better now. And my favorite color is red, blood red.
I should have known that. Blood red. Okay, what's your favorite food?
Macaroni and cheese.
Macaroni and cheese? The real baked, like with the
yes. I want it with the sour cream mixed with it.
Yeah, my grandma does the sour cream, the 3 types of cheeses, bakes it. Do you cook yourself?
I do, but not, again, there goes that analytical, overthinking, meticulous type of, I can definitely cook, but I wouldn't volunteer to cook for anyone.
Oh.
I have, but I wouldn't volunteer. Like, oh yeah, come over, I'm gonna cook something. No, because this might not be my best work, and I don't want to. I'm that guy.
Why?
I
but the thing is, you clearly exude confidence. I'm confidence.
An actor.
Yeah. You know what? You know what? Listen. It's fine. It's fine. We're gonna leave that alone too.
Yeah.
But yes, like you. I've been saying that. I've been picking with you for years. And I'm like, oh, he took his shirt off. I'm gonna make sure I get this post. I'm gonna make sure I say I got them all saved. I'm like, yes, because you work out. So I'm like, okay, yeah, we gonna make sure we keep these because they rarely happen. So, oh my God. So do you see yourself living in Atlanta for a long time, or would you say you got something bigger and was called to California? Would you go?
So I was in Tennessee for I just turned 33.
Okay.
So I think I moved
Young
here
you.
when I was like maybe 30, right at 31. So I've spent 30 plus years in Tennessee.
Right.
And it took me that long to move.
Right.
I don't see myself moving anytime soon because you see how long that took me.
Yeah.
However, if I received an opportunity, something that was really, really worth it.
Right.
I have not, I can honestly say I have not set up roots here.
Okay.
Like there's nothing deep that's holding me. So if I were to need to move, I could.
Right. Yeah, because I'm asking because like you're a terrific actor, even what I've seen, you know, I've caught clips. So I just wanted to know if you were trying to, but you're right. Atlanta is Black Hollywood. It really is. So you're good. It's not like you're in a bad place. So yeah, but I just, you know, I know naturally you want to advance your career. You want to do bigger and better things, but you're right. You got Tyler Perry Studios right there. So so you're right. So yeah, you actually are in the right place, and you're in the right place to do music too. I'm gonna have to give you she's in Miami now, but you're gonna have to talk to my producer.
I love a network. I love the networking opportunity.
But get this, I'm gonna ask the question. Do you have a producer?
I have a producer. I won't say that he's just mine to this is just my person, but for me to go and make moves, I definitely have someone that's really good that I can use, definitely.
See, like the reason why I asked that question is because knowing a Scorpio, it's already in your sphere of influence. You just ain't using it. I'm gonna have to kick your tail. I'm gonna have to kick your tail. Because I'm like, y'all know how to go get what you need. And y'all just, you like, oh, I got it. Like, I got it. It's in my pocket, but I'm not using it.
Right. It's sad. It's sad.
It ain't sad. I'm gonna stay on you. So when do you think this song will be out?
I'm definitely pushing for the beginning of next year.
Okay. Okay. Yeah, music takes time. Like that, I'm not, that doesn't.
But I've taken enough time. So I need to go ahead and get on the bandwagon.
Yeah. Write a couple more too, though. Because you done made us work. You done made us work. Wait. Give us an EP. If you're not gonna give us an album, give us an EP. Put like 4 or 5 on there. No, because your voice is so soothing. Like it's so soothing. It's so soothing. Like you could tell in that video he likes singing with you. Like you, and then you told me you're featured on somebody's project right now. I'm like, so you are clearly singing. You are clearly singing. You are clearly singing. So like, I want to say thank you for doing this. I just want to talk to you. Like everybody, like people were scared. They're like, what these interviews about? Like, what you gonna ask me? Like, and it's really just to talk. It's just to talk to people that have inspired me, whom I have watched for so long. And I'm not gonna lie, I was so like with my head so down in the sand doing the Queen of Shade videos that you was in the assistant too. And I'm like, I missed all of that. So now I'm looking and I'm like, and I'm actually on, and I go on people's pages. I'm like, okay, I did see that. I did see the clips. I'm like, I'm so out of it. And that's another thing people don't realize. Like when you really are chasing a dream, goal, aspiration, like you really have to devote so much time to it. So when you say like next year, I'm like, that doesn't scare me. Like that doesn't shock me at all because these things do have to take time. They do take time. They do. And it has to be right. Do you think that you'll do a music video for it, like a visual, or you haven't thought that far yet?
I haven't thought that far yet. Yeah. Now the idea is great, and I do know some excellent videographers down here.
See, you know what?
So I know. I
You gonna
definitely
make me.
have the resources.
You have the resources. Stop playing. Like, and you got a bachelor's degree. Don't play with me. You got good money. You make good money, LaMarr. Don't play with me. Like, I'm like, no, because you know what it is? Like, I feed myself off of the art of other people. You know, like that's how people ask me, how do you do this? Like, I feed myself, even if I'm not physically there. I like to keep up with everybody's doing. You know, I saw the release, I saw the interviews, you know, but it was just like, I got to keep working. I got to get myself to where I need to be. But like, yeah, it's so crazy too, because it's the holiday season and everybody like, you want to talk to me? Like, why you want to talk to me? And I'm like, because I've been watching you forever. And they like, you've been watching me? Like, and I'm like, yeah, I know I've been, okay, yes, I've been under a rock for a long time, but now I have some time. So give me 3 things that inspire you. Music has to be one of them, but yeah. Anyway, go ahead.
Absolutely, definitely music, because I naturally have a passion for it. I think the thing about music is, and I actually saw, I'm sure you've heard the name Steve Mackey.
Yeah, I love him.
He made the statement of music has the power to put you into any type of emotional moment that you want to be in. Right. If I want to be sad because something happened, I can put on a sad song. If I'm sad and I want to be upbeat, I can put on an upbeat song. And I feel like with music, the inspiration is for me to be musically inclined. Right. I have the ability to put out, whether it's vocally, or even if I'm just writing it, I have the power to help with someone to put them in that better headspace that they want to be. So it'll definitely be music. I would say that another inspiration would definitely be loyalty. Loyalty inspired. Me speaking as a Scorpio, we love hard. If you ever get a Scorpio in your corner, you have the epitome of loyalty. And I feel like when
these hoes ain't loyal though
at all.
I had to say the song. These hoes ain't loyal.
Let people in. Right. I feel like I have a support system, and like people such as yourself, when you say I've been watching you, I'm gonna stay on you. I know what you have. People, as confident as I may appear, I need that. That inspires me for people to see me. I always say I'm a hard pill to swallow. But like Jennifer Hudson said, if you
would like to try though. Some of us would like to try though. Come on now, put this work out here. Stop playing.
And I'll make you feel better.
Make you feel real good.
And number 3, I don't know. I don't mind.
Not family.
So I can say, I think that kind of goes into the.
I gave you that one, so that one don't count.
The third, I would say, and this would be a person, is Jamie Foxx.
Okay.
I love Jamie Foxx. Jamie Foxx, you can use him for whatever. You can use him for music. You can use him for acting. You can use him to be a TV show host. You can use him to be an award show host.
Yes.
He's a comedian.
Yes.
He's attractive.
Yeah, I was going to say I love Jamie Foxx because of the way he looks.
Look. You can. I'm
just going to say that. Yeah.
He's also intelligent. So you can use that man anywhere. Now, naturally, I'm comedic. I don't want to be a comedian, but I encompass all of those things as Jamie Foxx. And I'm not saying like, oh, I'm all that like you.
But I get what you're saying. You know, you look out into the world.
Inspires me. Like you're naturally great at so many things.
Yeah.
People like that, if he stops singing, and he never sings a day in his life, he still got room. If he stops acting, he still has room. Like this man is amazing, and I aspire to be like him and people like him. Yeah,
the totality of being an alive human being.
You're not a one-trick pony.
Able to do so much. Yeah, that's so funny that you said a person. Yeah, because right now I'm on Diana Ross, and I'm just Diana. Like, and I never was before. I was on, who was I? I was on Barbara Streisand. Barbara was my thing. She has a very high voice. She does things with she does it legato. It's very slow. It's very, that was the thing. But then I realized doing my research, Barbara, you're singing Motown's hits. That's how you first started. You sang the popular Motown hits. And then I realized Diana Ross was the first Black woman to be on television during the Civil Rights Movement, being a singer with the Supremes. And then I've been watching her concerts, and I just love her how personable she is. Sometimes I did say memo to myself, do not go out into the audience, because I saw her one time in Paris, and that man rushed her. She's like, oh, get off me. And then she went to him and was like, I'm sorry, I hurt you. I was like, oh, see, I said, memo to myself, do not go out in the audience. But it's good to look at other people and feel inspiration and see inspiration and to keep moving. Jamie Foxx is a very good way to be inspired. I like that you said that, and I'm going to pin that right there and say that's a good way to be, is to not be so always consumed with self, but to be able to look at other people and respect them for what they do and how they do it and the hard work that goes into it. And the goal is like, honestly, you said it, the goal is to be able to fit anywhere. You need to be, if you need a singer, you need a dancer, you need an actor, you need a host, that's the dream. It's more than a trifecta. You become the fifth element then, because then you're like, I can go and do it. I'm never going to not have a check. That's the way to
Absolutely.
be. Yeah, that's the way to be. That is the way to be. Well, thank you so much for sitting down and talking with me.
You're welcome. Thanks for having me.
I appreciate it. And I just want to say you have to come back, because I'm going to stay on you about this music. Now I'm going to be combing your page. See, I comb your page for two reasons now. It's got to be the music and the singing and the shirtless videos, because I have to use the shirtless videos when I am promoting still, because I'm taking the boys with me. I credit Instagram and, but I'm taking the boys with me. Oh, yes. I put together that database of Black and Latin men. They didn't do that. I did. So that's going with me. That's why even in my work, I started deleting the men. They're like, where the men? I'm like, you gotta come over here. You gotta come over here. You're gonna follow me. I'm gonna make you follow me by force. Right. Yeah, but I thank you so much for being so gracious and allowing me to ask you these crazy questions. I love you. And we will talk again very soon.
Absolutely.
Okay, say bye.
Bye.
And don't go nowhere, because I'm going to stop the recording. And then,